All right, good morning. Today is Tuesday, October the 26th. All right, everyone have the bell work done, I hope. All right, what is the answer to this? What is the answer? X minus 6 squared equals negative 12 times y plus 3. Anybody else? Same thing? Same thing. I think this, did we get to number 6 yesterday in class? Yeah, we did. Okay, yeah. The morning class we didn't. So this is just what we did yesterday. I'm not going to go over it, but we did it yesterday into the lesson. Oh, two of you did. Okay. All right. Oh, by the way, so one of you messaged me yesterday about was it in the learn or practice module where the answer that they had for 3.08, it was the practice. Okay, so wasn't the learn, it was the actual practice. So the practice module 3.08, the answer they had and the reasoning for that question was completely wrong. There is nothing right about what they did. The answer was very wrong, and the reasoning made no mathematical sense. So when you're going through those practice problems and you are sure that you got your parabola correct, um, you're probably right. The answer is very, very, very wrong. Reasoning is very wrong. The person who did the work for that had no idea what was going on in math and had really no business of even doing that problem based on my conclusion of working through it. You have to look through it. They're just using. They used. You just have to look at it. It's a disaster. It was a disaster of a problem. But anyway, yeah, you'll know once you see it. So like I think they got like either 1/4 or 1/8 for their p-value. Their answer open to the right, but the answer should be open to the left. And I think your p-value is 8 and not like 1/8. It's just and then the reasoning doesn't make sense. If you read the reasoning, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But why they do it is totally wrong. So I just wanted to point that out. Um, Super odd. Yes, the moments when the OHS problems cannot be trusted. It's true. Very true. All right, let's get into this. 3.08, day 3, general form of parabola. So we'll be going from general to standard and vice versa. Just review question or review. So this page is new. I added this yesterday and I haven't uploaded the guided notes to reflect this added slide. You can just write it in or you can just wait until I upload it later today. It's not really a whole lot to write. I just put them on one page so it's easy to see that you have the standard form of your horizontal parabola, and then below it I have the general form. Now, for general form, just like before, you're always going to have your squared terms first, then your x term, then your y term, then your constant equals 0. Same thing for general form of vertical. In this case, you're going to have your x squared term first, then your x, then your y, then your constant. X always before y, x always before y. It's ABC order. You always have the squared term first. So that's general form. And we should know this from doing circles, ellipses, hyperbolas. So nothing new. Right. All right, let's try this one. So going from general to standard, knowing what we know about previous conics, what do you think we do? Yeah, we're gonna add 48 to both sides. We're gonna reorder. Anything else? Remember, we're going from general to standard of a parabola. Yeah, Isabella says take out the x and the constant. So we want to move the x and the constant over to the other side. Why? Why do we want to move the x and not like the y or the y squared? Because the y is squared. Yeah. So since the y is squared, we want to keep the y stuff on the left and move everything else to the right. So we're going to move this x. We're going to move this 48 to this side. So everyone do that. Let's go ahead and I will go ahead and write this one. I do have it typed out, but I'll go ahead and write it out for this first example. So we're going to have we have 2y squared plus 20y, and then equals negative x, and then plus 48. All right, what's next? Factor. Yeah, let's go ahead and factor the negative 2. Is this looking like kind of what we do with hyperbolas? Is that why you're deciding to do that? Deciding to do this way? Yeah, I agree. Kinda, sure. So we'll pull out a negative 2. Should I leave some space maybe? And why? Yeah, we got to complete the square. So I think it's a good idea to leave some space. What about the right side? Anything I should do or just kind of copy it down? Yeah, just copy. No, just copy. Okay. So just drop the negative x. All right, what's next? Complete the square. So doing that, what number is going to go here? 25. Very good. What number goes on the other side? Ooh, good job. 9 is 50. Right, because you all see that it's actually negative 2 times 25 and not just 25. Very good. So we subtract 50 both sides. Okay. Next step, what should I write?
I'm not sure about that.
Cool. Okay, so Brady says negative x minus 2 on the right. All right, well, and then the left, you all saying negative 2 times y minus 5 squared. So yeah, we want to finish complete the square by factoring that trinomial into a binomial. So we will squared and is x minus 5. Yep. All right, now what? Oh yeah, my Alexa thought I was talking to her. And she wasn't sure what I was trying to ask her. Oh yeah. Divide everything by negative 2. Sure. So Divide both sides by -2. So divide this by -2, we divide this by -2, divide this by -2. So we get on the left, we get x minus 5. Then on the right, we get positive 1 over 2 x, and then we get plus 1. All right. Anything else? I changed it to x. Oops. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, that is definitely a y, not an x. Sorry for my typo. I'm writing x's everywhere, which you saw. Yeah, so that should be a y. There we go. All better. We factor out the 1/2. Very good. Everyone see what Rachel's saying? We have, remember, we want it in standard form, so we have to factor out a half from this binomial. So we're going to have the, oops, my pen out. We are going to have the y minus 5. And we are going to pull that 1/2 out. And then plus what? When you pull out a half out of a 1, what do you get? So Brady says a 2. Does that sound right? Is 1 divided by a half equal to 2? Question mark. Yeah, just kind of weird, right? Usually we don't factor fractions out of stuff. We usually, when we factor something, we factor integers, not rational numbers. Fractions, that is. So yeah, we pull out that 1/2, and that's how we get 2. And a good way to check, like I always say before, is when you factor something, just kind of ask yourself, is 1/2 times x a half x? It is. Is a half times 2 1? It is. So we did it right. It's a quick little check. All right, are we done now? Yeah, I think we're done. I think it looks good, standard form. Yeah, not too bad. All right, so I'm gonna show this problem done again. I did it 2 different ways. So this way is how the module does it, which, you know, so a lot of times the module will skip a lot of steps, and other times it does too many steps, or it might do it a way that I just don't prefer. There's nothing wrong with what we just did. Mathematically, everything works out perfect. If you like it, if you like doing it this way and this is how you saw it, then just do it this way. It doesn't matter. There's more ways. Remember, our goal is to get to this answer. And if your steps are a little bit different, maybe you show more steps, or maybe you do something a little different to make it a little faster, that's also okay, as long as mathematically everything that you do is valid. Okay. So on this page, this is the exact same work that we just did, that I just typed out just for convenience or whatever. Easy viewing, because my handwriting isn't always the best sometimes. All right. So yeah, so there's the steps that we did, right? That's how the module does it. And that is basically done in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Yeah, basically 5 steps this way. I did it in 4. I just saw it a different way when I first did it, and you can decide if you kind of like the way I do it better. It's really up to you. There's no one right way, or everything else is wrong. There's many ways. So what I did the same thing as I moved my x and my constant to the other side. I then, rather than do a GCF to pull this, because we do have to complete the square. And you can only do complete the square after you factor out your leading coefficient, that is anything other than a 1, which in this case it's a -2. So we could GCF it, or we could divide everything by -2 to just reduce it by that factor. So that's what I did. I divided every term, both sides, by -2. Doing it this way, there's always a chance that you might introduce fractions early on. Maybe, maybe not. I'm okay with fractions, and hopefully all of you are too. So what I did here is really nothing difficult, um, but I did it this way just so I can have my leading term being a 1, and now I have nothing on the outside. So we are still going to complete the square to find this number so I can factor it. So we take that -10 divided by 2, square it, we get 25. But look, now doing it this way, I don't have some number to multiply this by to figure out what I add, right? So it's 25, and that's going to be 25. And then I get -24 plus 25, I get 1. And then just like the previous way we did it from this step, we have to factor out this 1/2 to get it in standard form. So in a way, I kind of saved just one step. Um, Either way is fine. It's entirely up to you of how or what you like to do, as long as it makes mathematical sense. Yeah, so like on your TGA, I do read everyone's work, and I think I'm pretty good at determining if people are not being honest with their work. And I like seeing the different ways that problems are done, between each of you. Sometimes, sometimes I see work of problems that was not taught in the modules, was not taught by me. And when I look at it, I recognize that it was work done by like a website, whether it's Wolfram or Photomath or some other ones that I know of. And then I'm like, oh, great. They're not being honest. They actually don't know what they're doing, and they're trying to cheat their way into a passing grade in this class. Don't do that. Because if you're someone that does that, I hate to break it to you, I can promise you that using Wolfram or Photomath and Trig is going to get you a big fat F, because it doesn't work. Which is kind of funny to see people who cheat their way. And I know that you're not being honest, but I can't necessarily prove it. But then when we get into Trig, it's like, what happened? And you're doing yourself a disservice by trying to get through this semester in a dishonest way. You won't pass, and I won't. I don't fudge my numbers. Math is great because it's right or wrong. There's no like, oh well, you did it this way, so I'll give you a few points. It's you know how to do it or you don't know how to do it, and then you're given points to reflect that. If you're a senior, I really hate for you to be in a situation where you fail next semester and you can't graduate because you decided to cheat your way to second semester. Because between the two semesters, second semester is harder. But people who are here, and actually like all of you that are here right now, there's no doubt in my mind that all of you would do just fine. Anyway, I know I seem to say that stuff a lot, but I feel like some of you need reminders. And of course, don't forget, guys, I am always here. Like in the afternoon, I can make time. I am busy, but I can make time if you want me to work with you. Like you've gone through the recorded sessions, you've actually worked them out. You've gone through the modules and tried some of those, and you're attempting problems. You just don't get it. Message me on Skype, preferably, because I'll usually respond relatively quick when I see it versus email. I may not check email maybe once or twice a day because I'm doing other stuff. But I'm gladly help you that way, or we can schedule some time to do like a tutoring session. So what I don't want is someone who wants tutoring when they haven't even watched the recording yet or the live session, and they haven't even looked at the modules. And basically, you want tutoring because you just want me to teach you like it was the first time. I don't think that's fair to anybody, especially me, when you need to do a couple steps before. Does that make sense? And hopefully you agree with me on that. So, I don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want you to waste my time, but I am more than happy to help all of you out. Um, just want you to do that little thing is, watch the recording, be caught up prior to us talking, because I shouldn't have to talk to you like it's the very first time you're learning it. That's to me, that's just foolish and ridiculous. But anyway, I feel like I should have said this stuff like at the beginning of the year, but whatever, right? Yeah, people definitely need to do their part and actually try and learn the material. I agree, and don't wait, guys. We started this unit. I think October 4th is when we started this unit. I think it was the 4th, that Monday. The one, two, yeah, that was a while ago. And it's this is probably our longest unit. Some people haven't even started Unit 3 yet, and I did send a bunch of emails to those people, but yeah, not very good doing pre-calc. Anyway, guys, let's give all of you a chance to work this out. Let's do 3 minutes. How will you do? Ready, go. Aiden, are you still here? Just want to make sure you're not falling asleep. Um, mhm. Oh, looks like you got kicked out, Aiden. Welcome back. Aiden, do you still have the pop-up for the checkbox? I'm gonna say probably not. All right, I think. Okay, gotcha. All right, well, I'm gonna go on. All right, guys, what's your final answer for this problem? So we get y minus 6 squared equals x minus 8. So remember, guys, make sure it's in simplified form. Do we need the parentheses around the x minus 8? Yeah, we don't. Yeah, there's nothing out in front to distribute, so you don't need the x minus 8. So preferably you don't put it. Um, I I wouldn't mark that one wrong. I would probably circle it. I'd probably circle it and put like a sad face next to it. But yeah, we don't need the parentheses around the x minus 8. But is it wrong if it's, well, debatable. It's debatable if it's wrong. So let me justify my answer. In my eyes, yes, it's wrong. The reason is because it's not fully simplified. And if it's not fully simplified, then it's wrong. But it's debatable because, it having it or not, it's like not having or having it. It's not like you didn't reduce a fraction. It's not like you have x plus 0 or x minus 0. It's just parentheses. So I wouldn't mark it wrong. I feel like all of you should know that you don't need the parentheses. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't mark it wrong though. I would say probably most teachers wouldn't mark it wrong either. I just mark everything wrong if I can. And here's the reason. It's because people, not just in math, people learn from their mistakes. And if I don't mark things wrong, you're going to think that you're doing everything right. So I mark things wrong because it hurts more and you learn from it. That's why I do it, not because I'm trying to be mean or anything. Yeah, and honestly, guys, you guys, whether or not you know it or not, you do learn a lot by having me as your teacher, and your NWEA scores will naturally increase from where they were last year. From at least for the entire district, I was told that my students had like the greatest growth compared to most teachers in the district, and it's not because I am teaching to the test or anything like that. It's because I really enforce proper math and doing things the right way, which may be a little different. So we will take the NWA in December. Yay, get to do it again, right? So anyway, but yeah, nice job. Who got this one correct? Let's sad face, happy face, what? Somebody almost got it right. Okay. All right, let's I'm just gonna quickly run through it and let's see. I'll show it real quick the way that the module did it. So they factored out a -1, and then they did with the square. And then remember, it's -1 times 36. So don't make that mistake. It's -1 times this. That's why it's -36 on this side. And then, from here, we just divide everything by -1, and that's how we get to x minus 8 on the right side. The way that I like doing it, and maybe you did the same way, I I moved everything. I moved the x and the constant over. I then divided everything by -1, which was nice because we actually didn't. I forgot to cover up my 36s. We actually didn't create fractions, so it's kind of beneficial doing it this way. And then from here, we simplified the left side and right side. So yeah, either way, right? Either way is totally fine on how you approach it. Whether you do what I did and divide everything by -1 to get rid of that leading coefficient that is -1, or do it the way the module shows it and you factor out the -1 and it just kind of hangs out there until our last step. Okay, good, good, good. All right, let's see. We got plenty of time. See, this one is okay. Yeah, let's do this one. Yeah, let's do this one real quick. So 3 minutes, and then when all of you finish, make sure you click the green check, and please don't walk away. Don't tab out. Aiden, I see you're tabbed out. What are you doing? All right, all right. All right, I'm gonna grab a drink of water real fast before the time runs out. I'll be right back. Just waiting for another one of you to finish up. All right. All right, what'd everyone get? See, Brady put x minus 7 squared equals -2 times y minus 4. It looks like everyone is agreeing with his answer. All right. Which, yeah, everyone looks like they got it right. Did everyone get this one correct? Oh boy, 100%. Nice. Nice job, everyone. Which means I'm just going to quickly show what I did. Move that over. Hey, there's nothing to factor out. That's nice. Complete the square. We got 49 to both sides and combine like terms. Get there. We factor out a -2. Oh, yeah. Super straightforward one. All right, now the second half of this lesson, which is actually the easiest part, I think. We want to go from standard to general form. So we're just kind of going opposite. What do you think we have to do first? Distribute and FOIL. Yeah, we want to do that. So we're just kind of going backwards, right? So the left side. So all of you should be able to go from this binomial squared to the expanded form without showing the actual work, the actual FOIL work, because the middle term is going to be whatever -10 plus -10 is. That's going to be the middle term. And then the constant term is going to be -10 times -10. You all should know that shortcut. So I don't expect anybody to show the foiling steps unless you want to. Because you should be able to go factored form to expanded form and vice versa relatively quickly based on the rules of them. And then, of course, we can all distribute that that 2, or that 1/2. Sorry, not the 2. All right, what's next? Get everything on one side. Yeah, so we want to move the 1/2 y to the other side and move the 9/2 to the other side. You also want to reorder your terms. So we should have x squared, obviously, is first. Then what? Yeah, then you're minus 20x. And then what? And then minus 1/2 y, because we have to move it to the other side. And then what? I think a lot of you are typing it in right now, right? Whatever. And so you sound like me. Whatever 100 minus 9 halves is, that's something I would say. Yeah, whatever 100 minus 9 halves is, which is 191/2. Yeah. And then equals 0. All right. Are we done? Probably not because there's another blue box, but yeah. Are we done? Should have used white boxes. Problem is with white boxes, I forget where they're at. I can't see them either. All right. So something that the module doesn't tell you, and it's kind of, I guess they assume you know this, but your final answer in standard form shouldn't have fractions. And no, we do not switch x and y. And because remember, standard form, again, you're going to have your it's ABC order with the highest powers first. So we have this square, so x is definitely first. And then we have an x and an y, and x comes before y in the alphabet, so that's why it's first. So it is the x term, and then the y term, and then your constant. Remember, ABC order, highest powers first. We also don't want to have decimals. If you give me decimals, I will happily, viciously mark it wrong and put lots of red all over your TGA. So Brady says multiply, or Enzo, one of you said multiply by 2. Yeah, so we don't want fractions. So we want to clear fractions. So we multiply everything by your LCD or whatever it's called, LCD, which is so happens to be 2. So multiply every term by 2 to clear your fractions, and then that way we get a nice fractionless answer. 2x squared minus 40x minus y plus 191 equals 0. An alternative that you could have done that personally, I don't like doing it this way, but I'm just going to tell you have options, right? Mathematically, if you wanted to clear fractions at the very beginning, you could have by multiplying both sides by 2. You would just have a 2 out in front here, and then multiplying this side by 2, you would just clear it. Wait, hold on. Actually, I think I actually have that work. I do. Okay, I did both ways. Forgot. Yeah, so I can multiply. Oh, no, I don't. Wait, why do I have this on this page? I'm confused. I remember what I did. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, so it's like the same, but rather than distribute this 1/2 from this step, or actually even at the very beginning, this is what I was kind of talking about. We could have multiplied both sides by 2 at the very beginning, which is essentially what I'm doing right now. Multiplying both sides by 2 to clear the fraction now instead of worrying about it in the next step. So multiplying this side by 2 after I expanded it gives me 2x squared minus 40x plus 200. And then multiplying this side by 2 right now clears the fraction to have y plus 9. And now our last step is just moving this to the other side. And then that's how we get the same answer. So it's really up to you on what you really want to do. There's more than one way to get to the answer. And personally, if I was doing these, which way would I actually do? I don't know, actually. I actually probably wouldn't use either method, honestly. My work, what I would actually do is going to be a little different than what you see here. I know a bunch of other mathematical tricks that will allow me to get to the answer a little faster than this. But I'm not going to get into of what my thinking is because it might be hard to follow. But yeah, so here's 2 ways you could have done it. Yeah, I don't know. Whichever way you like better. Yeah, maybe. So I'll tell you what. I will work out. I'll tell you what. I will work out this problem as if I was actually doing it myself, to kind of see how my thought process is. But again, I don't recommend what I'm about to show you for that problem. Let's see. But let's go ahead and do this problem right now. All right. 3 minutes, ready, go. Yeah, I meant this problem. All right, what do we get for the answer? Y squared minus 4x plus 10y plus 37 equals 0. Let's take a look. Yeah, I agree with that. I also wanted to point something out. So this is one answer. There's actually two possible correct answers. It really depends on how you may have done the problem. but if you could actually multiply everything by -1 to have the other possible answer. So, for example, it could have been actually, I'll just say it. It could have been -y squared plus 4x minus 10y minus 37 equals 0, and that answer would also be okay. The module should also give you credit for that too when taking the quiz. If it doesn't, or the test, and you happen just to flip all the signs, it's not wrong. It's just it may not have it programmed in. It should though. But if it marks it wrong and you're sure you're right, just message me and I will give you points. I will just manually enter the points for you. I did want to point that out if any of you thought about that. Okay. All right. Who got this one correct? Most of you did. So let me okay. So a little typo, right? Just on the ordering. I was reading the comments to see what one of you did. Other than that, pretty simple, right? Yeah, you have remember the ordering. Yeah, don't get confused by the y squared. It's not y squared and then y. It's highest power first, which in this case is a y squared, and then it's still ABC order. These have the same power, so it's x before y, and then your constant. So yeah, remember that. All right, all right, all right. So I did say for this last one here, I will show it how kind of maybe how I would do it on paper if I wasn't showing to you guys. Let's do this. We do have time, and just like every day, I seem to go over. So if you have to go, that's fine after this. But everyone, quickly do this problem, and once you finish, then I will work it out and show you how I might do it. Okay, I see a lot of answers. So all of you are agreeing with Brady's 3x squared plus 18x plus y plus 32 equals 0? Yeah, okay, and that's probably correct. Let me show you how, like when I see this problem of a way that I might approach it to kind of quickly get it done. All right, so I'm gonna just verbalize what I'm doing versus pointing. It's just easier if I do that. All right, so I'm going to expand my polynomial. I'm also going to multiply by -3 at the same time. So yeah, so I'm multiplying everything by -3. So I'm going to have -3x squared, and then I get 3 plus 3 is 6, and then 6 times -3 is -18. And then 3 times 3 is 9, and then 9 times -3 is -27, equals my y plus 5, and then I move everything to the left. So then my final answer is going to be -3x squared, and then minus 18x, and then minus y, and then -27 minus 5 is -32. Equals 0. So if you notice, my answer is flip-flopped than your answer. That's why I brought up the point of that. So just because ours look different, and yours is positive, 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 right? Whereas mine is negatives all the way straight through. Both answers are correct, and this might be how I would do it if I was like making an answer key to quickly just get through the work versus showing more steps. I don't recommend doing it the way I just did. There's too much going on that you're holding in your head. And if you didn't know, our brains aren't fully developed until we're about 25 years old. So your brain is smaller than mine.
I did the same thing as you. I just left the negative so it would all be positive because I like positive numbers better than negative numbers.
Big brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't do it that way. I just want to show that's how I might do it, but both answers would be correct. And that's why I have it written like this. Here's the actual work if you kind of did it a different way. And you have fractions if you distribute that -1/3. And then we move everything over and then multiply everything by 3. It's really not that much longer. It's like 3 steps versus my 2. But I don't know. I think the kind of risk versus reward, doing it this way isn't worth the risk. You're better off of just showing that one extra step. Because the less you show on paper, the less you have to hold in your head. And some people are a lot better at remembering things for a longer period of time. It takes practice. It's just like anything. If you want to become good at something, you need to practice. You can actually practice memorizing things and see how many things you can memorize at once. But anyway. But that's that. And then here is the other way that you could have done it. Don't distribute on the right. And then we could have just multiplied by 3 instead of a -3. It doesn't matter. I left the negative there and I just cleared the fraction showing it this way. And then you distribute the negative and then move everything over, and that keeps everything positive. But again, guys, there's more than one way to approach this problem and finish the problem. And even the answer could be flip-flop. So it could look a little different, but still have the same meaning. And if you were to graph either equation, it would graph the same in Desmos. Other than that, guys, well, as always, thanks for coming, and I hope you learned something. I will see you all tomorrow for our last lesson of Unit 3. All right, have a good rest of your Tuesday.